Hi everyone. Hi Jeff.
Morning.
Jeff and I are sprucing up the house, trying to make it look a little better. Before we get all crazy, I wanted to talk about something. Wait.
Okay.
So we've been vacuuming and sweeping and dusting and all of just our daily chores. Jeff's already fixed us breakfast and we did that. And I've been doing things online and the babies have been good playing outside. But before I get started with the babies, I wanted to talk about another product. This is Bodyguard by PetSmart. I hope you can see that well. This is a new product. I'm gonna be talking about it on a regular basis, and I get to represent them, I guess. If you're interested in buying any of it, I have a discount code, and what it is, it's an all-natural mushroom powder to help build up the immune system of your dogs, good immune support. It's all mushrooms, and it takes care of the daily joints, brain, immune, and gut support. But I was also reading about it this morning. I have not actually tried it yet because I'm leery of giving my breeding dogs different products until I know that it's safe, which everything on this is a great product according to everything I read on it. Other people are really got a lot of really good reviews. I didn't see anything negative, and I am going to use it with my Reba. You can go ahead and let him in. It is also supposed to be very good for those fatty tissue type of lumps that some Boston Terriers do get. I don't have any of those. Reba does have this little cystoma. Hey, I need to see Reba only. Would you pick her up? Let me get where I can show. Reba has this little cystoma type, but that is caused from allergies that are just in her DNA. And but I am going to try the Bodyguard for that. She's not yet breeding, and I wanted to just see if it would build up her immune system. And so if anybody is interested in this, please let me know, and I'll give you my discount code. I think it's Boston's 15. So, and check this out on Google. This has a lot of really good stuff. And I know you can get it on Amazon, but you can also buy it direct using my discount code. And I'll get a some kind of a percentage. I think it's 15% of every sale, so that would be nice. I know sometimes different vendors will reach out to me and ask me to if I'm interested in receiving some of their products for free for showing them and telling you guys about them. And I'm selective. I don't do that for all of them. I have one that is for a raw food diet that keeps reaching out to me, but I am not interested in even trying my dogs on raw diet. I'm not against it. You know, I understand and have read a lot about it for dogs, and it is a good option, but it is not a practical option for us. I did try it, probably 3 years ago, just adding some raw food to their regular dry kibble diet, and it was a disaster. Raw meat is pretty rich, and we just had a lot of cleanup that I did not enjoy, and I decided raw food is really not for us. I did have some breeder friends who had a larger kennel, and their dogs were mostly kept outdoors in a kennel with a run to the outside lot, and they used raw diet a lot. They added it to their dry kibble. So I'm not against it. I'm just not, we don't need it. We just don't need it. We are really good on we use Diamond Naturals puppy food and Diamond Naturals adult. It's small breed, and then the adult comes in all the different flavors. You can get it in the salmon, the chicken, the beef, I don't know, there's probably other flavors. But we've used Diamond as long as I've started breeding, and we have been very, very pleased with its results. It is really good food for our little babies when we start weaning, and it's a good food with all of the right ingredients for our adults. So the only thing I do, sometimes I'll get chicken, sometimes I'll get beef, but I usually keep mine mixed with puppy food and adult, because we usually have puppies who aren't ready for adult food yet. Huh, Mr. Caleb, Miss Maggie. And then we usually have pregnant mamas who need a little extra calcium and other benefits of puppy food because they're pregnant. Huh, Miss Chloe. Huh, Miss Sheba. And Miss Candy, which I'm not sure if Candy is pregnant or not. I thought she was. The vet thought she was. We thought we saw babies, but I'm just, every day that goes by, I see less and less signs of pregnancy. But we were going to go and get an x-ray anyhow, just to make sure. I don't want any surprises. I don't want to declare that she's not pregnant, but I want to find out if she is, how many there would be, and if, you know, if she's not, I want to know if she was, if we did some kind of self-absorbing or something or what. I don't know. And we have a vet appointment next, not tomorrow, but next Friday for her and Sheba both. We'll just get an x-ray. Candy would be due October 30th. So she should be much larger. I should be to the point where I could actually see babies moving now, and I don't see that. So Sheba, I don't know. I've seen her be much larger when she's pregnant. I do believe she is pregnant, but I don't think she has very many babies. So we're going to get an x-ray with her just to confirm and be for sure what we're going to be expecting. So that's where we're at on that. Chloe, we have no doubt. We see the babies on the ultrasound, and we can see her little body is becoming more and more pregnant every day. So she's got a little waddle going on, and she's the last one to deliver. She's not due until, I don't know, at the end of the first week in November. Sheba was due at the beginning of November, and Chloe was 4 or 5 days behind Sheba. So at any rate, I know we're going to have some puppies. I just do not know how many. So we will know before long, because I'm telling you, time is flying by so fast. But they're all doing well. They've been well behaved today, haven't they? I slept until I woke up on my own. They didn't wake me up at all this morning, did they? Because Mr. Jeff didn't have company out in the yard the crack of dawn, did you? Yeah, he was selling something yesterday to somebody, and they were here very, very early, and all the dogs went crazy, and it woke me up. But this morning I got to sleep in a little bit. I was reading comments, and the animal repeller that we put up in the backyard, somebody was concerned that it might be hurting my dogs if it's actually moving wild animals out of that area. Was it bothering my dogs? And I don't think that it is. I'm not saying they can't hear it, because I'm sure, if a possum can hear it, then surely my dogs can. But they're not responding in any way at all to it. And for that matter, I would like to keep my dogs out of that back corner. On the outside of the fence where we put that, it's kind of a brushy, overgrown area, and little wildlife like to nest back in there, which would be fine if it didn't drive my dogs crazy. I mean, we love our neighborhood because we have a variety of small small little wildlife. We have groundhogs and raccoons. We have a lot of raccoons and squirrels, of course. But the groundhogs normally live in that field across the street, back in the woods back there. And yes, they get underneath things over there. We've rarely seen any of them on this side of our street. But there's a lot of woods down there. Somebody just pulled in the driveway. I bet it's a delivery. Yep. Okay, that's a delivery. I'm waiting on something from Walmart, and that's probably what it is. No barking, Simon. No barking. I don't. No. Delilah. No barking. No. You can look. No barking. Thank you. Shh. No. And that's how we do it, babies. They did good. Chloe's the one who normally sounds the alarm, and Delilah. So I'm really impressed. Delilah will mind me when I say no, but Chloe usually doesn't mind. So I guess the alligator had her attention, because normally she leads the charge whenever somebody comes up to her porch. But that's some thread I had ordered from Walmart for my sewing machine, because I'm about out with my quilting project. I needed to have more of the same thread. So anyway, they did good. I'm proud of you, babies. I'm so proud of you. I tell you, we had 4 Bostons that I had their pictures painted up here. There was Boaz was our stud, and then we had Ruth and Esther and Abigail. And that was our first Bostons that we got to start breeding with. And Boaz was, he was an awesome dog. He is a retired stud now, and he lives in Florida. He has a great family. He's an only dog, and he is a one-of-a-kind Boston Terrier. I really hated to let him go. But he was also, I didn't know a lot about when you're getting your Boston Terriers, and the breeder that I got him from, I love her to pieces. She's a great breeder, but she doesn't do the genetic testing like I do, and like I've learned is important. And Boaz was a very high-strung Boston. He was high-strung, but he would still be barking and jumping after somebody laying something on our porch, wouldn't he? He was. And he was a great pet dog, but he shouldn't be used for breeding, because that's that temperament that we try. Now that I've learned some things, I try not to breed into that kind of temperament. But I did. He did. The 4 of them did give us several litters of puppies. Those were my CKC puppies that I started with. But when they retired, I moved into the AKC, and I started doing the genetic testing and the color panels, and learning everything I could about the temperament breeding, because Boaz was very challenging. He was a great dog. He would sing for us. He would, all I had to do was look at him and say, "Sing me a song," and he would start howling. And if you look through my videos, you'll see all of them in some of my first videos, and Boaz and me singing several times. But so that was the first Boston I'd ever had that would howl on command like that. And we missed all of them, but they were great dogs for pets, but they were not the best way to start for breeding. And I didn't know anything. I also did not know about colored Bostons. All I knew about was black and white, so I bought black and white Bostons, and they actually produced colored babies. One of the females, she was black and white, but she produced cream-colored Bostons. And one of the other females produced blue and white Bostons. Now, they also had their black and white babies, but Boaz carried the blue color gene and the cream color gene. Now, I did not know any of that when I first got them and got started, and neither did the breeder that I got them from. I got them all from the same breeder. So, and to be honest, I was taken back a little bit when we had our first litters because we had colored Bostons, and I did not know about colored Bostons. So I had several really, really nice and experienced breeders who kind of took me under their wing and started teaching me about all of that. And I mean, I hit the ground running, learning everything I could, and started right away doing those color panels and those genetic defect testing. We do test the DNA for the four most common Boston Terrier defects, which are JHC, which is the cataracts that Boston Terriers are known for, and then DM, which is some of the spine and hip disabilities that a Boston can develop, usually when they're older. And then the other two, I don't really know, but I test for them because they're common, and it's the HUU and the CMR1. And I'm not really sure, but the Animal Genetics is who I use, and they offer a 4 defect panel, which is, I do that. And none of my dogs are carriers. We don't have any of that. And that's the goal. As long they are a common defect for the Boston Terrier breed, every breed has certain defects that are common for that breed, and these are for the Boston Terriers. Now, that doesn't mean they don't have other defects to be concerned about, but those are the 4 most popular, and you can't test for everything. I mean, that's the ones that most of the genetic companies that do the testing, that's what they test for. Now, there are some other companies that will test for thousands of defects, but most of them don't even apply to the Boston Terrier breed. So I do use Animal Genetics for our testing, and they have a excellent reputation, and it makes it easy for someone like me. I'm pretty much a non-medical person, but I can understand the test results and know what each of my dogs are carrying. And they also do the color panels, so I know what color genes they carry, and that way I can pair them with a more compatible mate when we're breeding. So that said, I was just like, I have learned a lot on the better side of breeding, to have better behaved dogs as well as healthier dogs. So and now when I do bring a new puppy in, I always buy my puppies from reputable breeders who do the same testing that I do. So if your parents don't carry any of these known defects, then their babies will not be carrying them either. So that's just a little bit about our program, what we do, and how we got there. Trust me, I did not get into this knowing all of this stuff, and I don't really see how anybody can. I hope if anybody out there is watching us, I hope that what I share is helpful if you decide to start breeding. These are things that you should do, and make sure that you start with quality Boston Terriers from a reputable breeder. There's so many breeders out there that are not doing it up to standard, and everybody has a right to breed their dogs if they want to, but if you're going to, I would recommend doing it as responsible as possible, because there's nothing worse than producing a beautiful Boston Terrier puppy only to see its life cut short because of something in the DNA that could have been prevented. So the little girl, Ruth, that we had, she, I don't know what it was. There was no test I could do, but at age 2, she began to have seizures, and then and she went on heavy-duty phenobarbital medication to control it. But at age 4, she actually passed away on her birthday, her 4th birthday. So that shouldn't happen to anybody. It can happen even if you do all of the testing and all of the work to try to prevent it. I know that it can happen. Things do happen with animals, but I just can't bear the thought of breeding my dogs and that happening to somebody, you know, who gets one of our puppies. So I'm doing everything I can, and there's no way to prevent everything. Someone contacted me the other day and let me know that one of the puppies they did get from us has now contracted something called Addison's disease, which broke my heart. But I'd never heard of it, but I started researching and reading about it, and it is something that comes from the weaker immune system. So sometimes if your dogs get sick, and it can weaken their immune system, and that's why we're always talking about even puppies, even if they are fully vaccinated, they are not fully protected from the main things like parvo and distemper and stuff like that. It takes getting over a year old and having multiple vaccinations in their system to give them the kind of protection. So, you know, a 6-month-old puppy may have all of his shots, but he is still susceptible. So we recommend you don't take him traveling. You don't put him on the ground where other dogs have been that have left stuff behind to expose them to. And, you know, when you take them to the vet, you take them in a carrier or you carry them in your arms. You don't set them down. Even though they have the vaccines in them, it's not enough vaccine to fully protect them if they were to be exposed. And right now, things like parvo, I hear more about parvo being all across our country, you know. So, and then there are seasons where the risks are higher, but with a puppy, the risks are always high. You want to take care and protect that puppy until they're over a year old, and then, you know, you can feel a little more secure that they are fully protected if you're keeping up your vaccines and keeping them on a healthy diet and keeping them their immune system built up. That's the reason I like this PetSmart BuddyGuard, things like that. And we use, you know, I use a fertility what are they called? Supplements. Sorry about that. So I use them, and I use the for Fertility Pro and the Pregnancy Pro, the quality dog food, and then I'm going to start using this PetSmart too, just to keep their immune systems up. And for us as a breeder, our dogs don't really get to travel. They go to the vet, and that really is it. But we used to, as pet owners, our dogs went everywhere with us. Whether we were traveling or staying in motels or visiting family, they always went. And I know how, you know, that's a good thing, and they should be able to do it. But we do have to keep them strong and healthy, and that requires a lot of different things. So really just a really good dog food is your main thing. If you have a good quality dog food, you're getting all the extra stuff I'm talking about in that dog food. I give the extra because we are a breeding family, and I'm looking ahead to newborn puppies, you know, and wanting to make sure they have every chance for a strong, healthy delivery and good start in life. So before they ever get on a good dog food, they're reliant on mama's good health.
I'm good.
So, and our care around the house. So anyway, this turned into a much longer video. I just wanted to show that I like to get to share all the things that I am learning, but it is a learning curve. I don't know everything, and I'm certainly not an expert, but companies like this and like the FXW playpen that I got, when they reach out to me and want to, you know, share their products with me so that I can share them with you, I think that's a good thing. I watch a lot of other breeders' videos, and I learn a lot of things that way. So I want to be helpful in that way if possible, even if it's just for your pets, you know, especially for your pets. Not everybody can do the breeding, and I get that. I kind of miss getting to be just a pet owner. I want to take my pack to car rides and things like that. I just don't dare take the risk with them because I know it won't be very long, just a few more days, and we're going to have newborns in the house. So we do what we have to do in order to produce healthy, quality, happy baby Boston Terriers. And it's our hope that, that every one of them will be placed in a loving family that will get many years of enjoyment and entertainment and companionship. Boston Terriers, their lifespan is generally 12 to 14 years. But I have heard of some people getting 16, 18 years. So the better we care for them and their, whatever it was, she had it right on the tip of her tongue. Give me that. Give me that. I want it, whatever it is. I can't get it either. Did you swallow it? I think it was just some fuzzy stuff. I don't know. That's how we spend our days. What's in your mouth? Come here. Let me see. Spit that out. Give me that. That's what we say all day long, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. And now that I have some more thread, I can probably go sew now that our chores are done, huh? Most of the chores are done. It doesn't take us too long to spruce it up a little bit around here. And Jeff is just so good to pitch in and help out, so I don't have to do all of that like I used to. So that's what retirement is all about, huh? You just retired from being an electrician. You're still working. You're a Boston Terrier breeder dad. You're Boston dad now, dog dad. So, and a homeowner. So you've got all kinds of work cut out for you every day, don't you? So that's what retirement really means. It just means now you're working basically for free. Doing all those things you didn't have time to do in the past. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to get off of here. I'll be back tomorrow.